Antigua and Barbuda is a small twin-island Caribbean state. Notwithstanding the regressive effects of colonialism, education has become a very important aspect of life and much has been done to improve its quality. Early childhood education originated as a collaborative effort in the year 1915 on December 15th when the St. John Daycare Center was established. This initiative was put in place by citizens and voluntary organizations, with the government joining the ranks later on. The Ministry of Education continued to make strides in 1970 by establishing 5 creches for the children of working mothers. Emphasis was also placed on training teachers and caregivers and parent involvement in the 1980s. The Ministry of Education continued to play its role as a 1983 document was developed entitled Basic Physical Specifications in the Preschool and Daycare Centers in Antigua and Barbuda. Although this document provided a list of basic guidelines, there was no legal framework governing the operations, therefore no legal actions could have been taken. The Ministry of Education, Science and Technology established the Early Childhood Training Center in 1986. It was then decided that legal framework and national policies were necessary to ensure the best educational quality for children. A consultant, Leon Charles, was then contracted with the assistance of UNICEF, and this brought the awareness for the need of the Early Childhood Rating Scale Survey to be conducted. In 2008, the government of Antigua constructed an early childhood policy. A group of stakeholders were responsible for this endeavor. The approach used was a participatory method, and stakeholders were required to create policies that would benefit the development of early childhood education in Antigua and Barbuda. The stakeholders came up with a number of approaches which continue to improve the current level of quality and service being provided.
My name is Kimberly Bernard, and I'll be speaking a little bit about the evolution of ECCs in Antigua and Barbuda in the past 10 years. The government has partaken in the early childhood education by opening 3 fully government-owned and operated preschool in 2009. Also, there was an opening of the Simon Villivier preschool. A trained officer, M. Blamber Spencer, talks about private institutions will be able to get a visual on how exactly they should be operated and beneficial programs to be implemented.
We will now examine how theory have influenced practice. Most early childhood centers in the past subscribed to the traditional methods of teaching, which gave teachers the central authority in the classroom. However, with the guidance of theorists such as John Dewey and Uri Bronfenbrenner, some modern-day teachers have re-examined the way they teach. John Dewey's hands-on approach encourages a student-centered atmosphere in the classroom where children are actively engaged in their own learning. With his guidance, today's teachers have modified their teaching methods to allow students to explore their environment, engage in play, and other cooperative learning activities. These teaching methods have helped students to develop the necessary skills to function better in society. Now, instead of being instructors, preschool educators have become facilitators who cater to students' interests and different learning styles. Yuri Bronfenbrenner posits that a child's development is affected by everything in his surrounding environment, and he advised that the different parts of the child's microsystems, in this case the home and school, must collaborate to benefit the child. While some teachers in the past did not consult with parents before teaching children, Bronfenbrenner's theory have influenced teachers to encourage parents to become active participants in their children's learning. Also, teachers now considers the child's home and cultural backgrounds and tailor their lessons so that their learning can be maximized.
Benefits derived from ECCE. Community involvement in early childhood allows children to develop emotionally, intelligently, and physically, which produce long-term benefits in their lives. When the community is involved, a strong message is sent to the children letting them know how important and loved they are. Having an early childhood center in the community holds several benefits for the community, parents, and other stakeholders, and supports Yuri von Brenner ecological systems theory that all the social systems impact the development of the child.
Parents benefit as they are afforded the opportunity to liaise with educators to monitor their child's progression and have a peace of mind knowing that their children have a safe place and will be given quality stimulation to strengthen their development. The entire community benefits as there is increased interaction between members and a deeper sense of community pride and interest as parents, educators, and children form strong relationships. As a stakeholder, the Ministry of Education will benefit by being assured that students will be equipped with readiness skills that are essential for success in primary and secondary school. This will have a significant impact on assessment results and eventually lessen the student dropout rate in these institutions. The skills of the future workforce will be improved by the solid foundation provided in the early childhood centers. As a result, there will be high economic growth for the country as revenue circulation will surely increase.
Trinidad and Tobago is currently promoting change in 4 areas of ECCE. Invention of the early childhood has lasting effects on intellectual capacity, personality, and social behaviors. Actions are taking place to regulate the sector of staff settings and curriculum implementation. The Sustainable Development Goal 4 of the Agenda 2030 for Global Development, Trinidad and Tobago has a long way to go. Access through construction of government and government-assisted centers and standardization of curriculum. On the next few slides, you would see area of infrastructure, staff training, curriculum, and policies. Here we have infrastructure. In 2014, Ministry of Education launched an initiative called the Public-Private Partnership, PPP. Curriculum reform is one of the inventiveness of its Human Development Directive and the influence on the early childhood later in life. Policies. As ECCE advances in Trinidad and Tobago, the government will be guided in considering the proposals of developed policies guided from the International Labour Organization in promoting decent work for early childhood education personnel.